There we go. We are about to roll into round one of the first game of InkForce.
All right,
Good to
thanks
be back.
Yeah, thanks for your patience, everyone. I'm glad to just have this one up. We have Element R in the green and Luminous C in the purple as we get this one underway.
So we do, yep, we got that sloshing machine, the Tony sloshing machine is what I've been calling that one. And I like to call that actually the fizzy bomb because the sloshing machine is really just a sub weapon.
Yeah, it looks like Element R here is going to get knocked down towards the middle here. Jared, ooh, having a tough time getting back in, but is able to at least get a splashdown on zone. Is able to survive it just a bit longer. Noddle here going to show for just a second longer before Team Karma is ready and is going to get that spot on. Maybe on already just surviving for just a second longer. Oh my god, gets the double. Nicely done on the
Wow.
Noodle actually coming up super clutch.
And they stayed alive too. It's just going to be Lux left on the backline. He's going to get picked, and that was a delayed full wipe with Luminous C here, or sorry, Element R here, looking pretty strong. Down already at the 40-point mark.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to come in soon, right? I mean, they activate the ink jet right as the bubbles kind of whirl on by them. They do get the direction on Noddle, nicely done on Ordy's part, getting that control of Plasma before it was a little bit out of control there.
Seems like Luminous C is right now is kind of in the same position that they did before earlier with what Element R had started. Now it's just going to be, we're going to have to see really if Element R is going to have to clutch it out and see if they can actually take back the zone very slowly here.
It's looking tough though. I don't know. Like we've got two people here. We got the flat bomb rush. Okay, that's going to help a little bit. Yeah, nice. And get the flat onto the middle of the zone. Yeah, that bomb rush was really actually able to do a number there towards the left side. And yeah, now Luminous C kind of picking up what they had, the pieces remaining, and seeing what they can do. But Lux taking down immediately there. Nicely done on the fusion to be able to do that. And maybe pop a bomb on over the wall as well.
And again, we saw a pushback into the center come out from Luminous C. We actually do have the armor going up right now as they're making another attempt. The splashdown's going to come out, try and force people off the zone. Fusion here, doing what they can with this blaster. Is that a range blaster? That is a range blaster, actually. Oh, they're actually going to get sniped out of the air. Or sorry, sniped from the air by Ordy.
Ooh, that was clutch though. That was nice. Yeah, no. So I guess like they're running down the penalty, right? So I mean, for Element R, they're going to be able to at least come into the. I mean, they do get control. I was going to ask like what you think they need to be able to do to get back in, but I think they did what essentially you could have predicted: coordinate specials at the right exact time, be able to win their individual fights as well as just 2v1.
Yeah, it seems like there's constantly like this one or two down situation just for each team right now. Lux is just kind of trying to see if he can fend for his life right here. Fizzy Bomb comes up really clutch, trying to save Lux's life, and now Lux is just going to be setting up with the bubbles right here, trying to see if he can actually take it back for the rest of his team. Surprisingly, we're not really seeing any splashdowns though.
But yeah, we do have the splashdown from the Tony sloshing machine. There's no really reason for them to use it as like an objective kind of special. There's not really too much on the opposing team that can really threaten you. I mean, I guess there is the bubbles from the Explosher.
Yeah.
That's definitely something to use. I completely missed that one.
I was gonna say, okay, yeah.
You definitely want to keep that splashdown up, and it looks like the Explosher actually did drop, so that machine's now probably free to move around and maybe use that splashdown if they want to. They're actually going to drop,
yeah,
though.
Also the penalty's down, right? So, I mean, that's ticking down, and this is a really crucial time for Luminous C to be able to make sure to get that lead. I mean, all four are up. Tri-Slosher does have armor up right now, so I think they're going to go ahead and activate it, try to get on in, but it's going to be a little bit too late. They're going to lose the lead, but what matters here is if Element R can actually force control on over, which I think it might be the case. It's a 3v2 here. Fusion does get a hit marker. Yeah, that should be zoned.
Oh, Fusion coming up super clutch, but actually taking out two members of Luminous C right now. Two members are down, and now it's just going to be the story of trying to see if Element R can actually take back the lead in their favor. Now, of course, Luminous C trying to see if they can set up and take down a couple, but with two members down, it's just going to look a little bit too tough for them at the moment.
And that's actually like a really good retake, by the way, from Element R. They actually did that completely without like any specials, I believe. They might have used one, and I didn't see it, but I know the bubbles were on like 0 charge the entire time. And they actually do grab that lead back, completely made it through that penalty, and now it's actually looking like it could be a knockout. We got Lux here trying to put as much pain on the zone as possible just to see if they can get it neutralized. They do get it neutralized. Ordy flying above the zone right now, trying to see if they can cap it, but a lot of pressure coming up from Element R to keep that zone.
But they can't. How did that happen? I guess, I mean, they did take down two members, so that makes sense, but dang, they were so close to actually knocking that one out, Element R. And keep in mind, like, these people were seeded as number 12th seed versus Luminous C as the 5th seed, so really interesting to see them coming out arm swinging.
Bubbles at the ready here. They got to get those up.
That bubble went
Bubbles are gonna
shrink
come out?
so quick. I don't know. Did y'all see that? It just shrinked down to the size of like bubble gum. I don't know. Like that was just something else.
Oh, they actually were able to capture the zone. They dropped 3 players, but I think the bubbles were the bubbles along with the Tri-Slosher were enough to actually capture that zone and force it into overtime here. It's now going to be a little bit of an extra long hold for Luminous if they want to win this first game.
Yeah,
it's going to be a bit rough trying to see if they can actually win this. 2 members actually do go down on Element R, and this might look like it's going to be game unless Killua can actually do something here with a Tri-Slosher.
Now it's a
oh my god, they got 3 though!
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they were able to come back in. That was really interesting.
Wow.
Like, Killua on the left side was able to actually 1v2 and still get, I think, 2 splats in the process, which was really big. That really opened up the gap for Element R to come on swooping in. Pretty even.
Amazing plays by both teams. And Fusion just, like, with the Range Blaster, 16 splats and 4 Rain Clouds? Wow.
Actually somewhat surprising too, because I actually think I saw Element R, some of their, like 2 of their members actually didn't perform the greatest possible, which is unfortunate. But you know, given the fact that even Element R as a team did face like a splat disadvantage, they were still able to get in when it really mattered, and really just be able to take over. So yeah, shout out to them. That's going to be a 1-0 lead, at least to the start of it, as we go ahead and move on to Tower Control on Anchovy Games.
Tower Control Anchovy Games. Now this is interesting because this is actually one of the newer maps in the game. I mean, obviously it's a Splatoon 1 map, but played totally different in Splatoon 2 because Inkjet. It's interesting because this map is one of the more weird tower control maps. It's very front loaded at the start. It's very similar to Wahoo World actually. It's very front loaded where getting that push going can be a little bit difficult. Getting the tower past the middle point. It's kind of difficult just to get the tower moving past the backliners. Once you get the tower up there, kind of depending on the situation that you're in, if you have a few enemies down, if you have the ability to push up into their spawn, it normally gets a bit easier, especially if you have some good special coordination on top of that. The real battle for tower control here on Anchovy Games is being able to defend your street or the ramp on top of your platform. If you can keep that one defended well, it's going to be really difficult for the opponents to actually get a lot of points.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, as long as they're able to do that, right? But it takes a, you know, these teams are fairly even, and it takes a good bit of a, you know, one team to be a little bit over, you know, the other team. So, I mean, we'll see, right? We'll see if one team's able to kind of lock one out from the get-go. I think our teams are getting ready here. Luminous relatively certain, except for Lux in terms of their weapon choices. Lux, I mean, I think you know it firsthand, right, Vesper? Just Lux being comfortable with a good variety of weapons, I think. So
yeah, definitely plays backline. Used to play a lot of Charger and Heavy. I think he still pulls out the Charger here and there. Recently, I've been seeing him on the ballpoint splatling.
Right. Yeah.
I think I've seen the Nautilus come out once or twice. I don't know how versed he is on that one, but I think I've definitely seen that one come out once or twice. Probably not going to see it on Tower Control Anchovy Games. We're probably just going to see the regular Heavy splatling here, or maybe even a Charger. Both of those are really good here. I definitely say the Charger's the better pick. Well, I mean, Charger's probably the strongest weapon in the game right now, so that's why. But
I've actually seen quite a few people actually using the Nautilus now, ever since it kind of got buffed in the last patch too. I'm not sure if that's just kind of because like the buff was actually really, really strong for it, or just people are starting to realize now that like it's got potential as a weapon.
I definitely played the Nautilus actually here. Like after the patch, I definitely picked it up and played it a bit, just to kind of see like what you could do with it. And that thing is a laser. God, the bullet velocity is like almost a Charger speed. It's actually insane just how easy it is to kill things at range. Like you basically don't need to predict movement at all. As long as you're tracking solid, you got like everything on lockdown. And it just absolutely removes Inkjets, which is a really, really good trait to have in the meta.
Oh.
All right,
well, it was here we are game 2.
Kick this one off. Yeah, I mean, Element R back in the middle of the zone here. Element R again in the green. And Luminous C in the pink this time around. But Fusion here with that splatter scope is going to be a little bit difficult. And interesting here is we do have the 1v1 splatter scope duel. In the meantime, Nautil's going to be taken down to the right. So Jared as well getting his shot on as well with that dash to the dualies. And that's going to be a quick takeover by Luminous C there.
And you remember what I said at the start of the match was that it was really difficult to get that first push going. They just did that with not dropping a single player. And they have 2 specials ready, one of which is a Stingray.
Oh my
to keep
god.
this push going. Wardy's going to grab 2 more. The Stingray is still up.
This aggression.
Forcing another one to jump out. They're going to be keeping this going. The Stingray's still ready if they want to use it for this push. Even if they don't want to use it for the push, it's going to be that much more difficult for Element Art to push right after.
That's right. This is like almost comical in that, like, I was saying, like, yeah, you know, I mean, what you're talking about, you know, to be able to win the game, it's about right, but like it requires, you know, a team being overwhelmingly, like, you know, taking control of the game's momentum. And I was like, well, you know, these 2 teams feel relatively even. Probably not going to happen. No, Luminous just comes out off the bat, just like with arm swinging. Jordy here with the inkjet isn't able to quite get the direct, but okay, is able to get it on the kill. Does see another one, but is going to go ahead and jump back to where they started that one. Yeah, super strong start by Luminous, and it seems like they're going to get this offensive going even further than that.
Here comes the Stingray by Fusion, trying to see if he can actually pick anyone off right now. Luminous, at this point, feeling pretty comfortable. They actually have a little bit of a strong lead here right now. But of course, the Element are trying to see if they can fend off their little platform before, and trying to stop this push right here. Fluffy does go down, and now it's just a matter of trying to see if Element R can actually push back in the mid and try to cover as much turf as they can.
But like down to 27 points though this early in the game is a really good place, especially when you have a Stingray on your team. That's a really good position to be in because the Stingray can just stall so well, especially on a charger, which Lux is running that charger right now. That is the Stingray. It charges Stingray so quickly that you can probably honestly just play for the Stingray and cheese the entire game to win it.
Ooh. A little bit of a tit for tat there. Jared trying to see if he can actually push the tower once again, but gets off. And right now it's just back to the neutral stage right here. Element are trying to see if they can regroup a little bit and try to push towards the tower, which is coming right towards their base right now again.
Ow. Ow. Yeah, this is looking pretty overwhelming, not gonna lie. I mean, okay. Nice for the Tricelops to be able to get something done, but it looks like still... Okay, they may be able to clear it, now it's a 2v1 with the last remaining person from Luminous super jumping back, so they were able to do a job well done here, at least for the defensive effort there, but, I mean, again, this is going to be something of a hill to climb up for Element R, and, I mean, I like what they're doing right now and grouping up towards the right side and making sure they aren't picked off as they approach the middle of this game, midway point of this game. Unfortunately, though, the Stingray is not going to be able to connect with anyone, and, you know, especially on tower control, and especially when you're trying to set up for a push, it's pretty crucial to land that onto someone, so for Fusion here, it's going to be a little bit difficult to maybe spot out some more players. Does spot out the inkjet, but is going to get taken down there, so I think that offensive, as short as it was to the 83-point marker, is going to be over there.
And it's just one of those difficult things that I was talking about earlier. Like getting that first push going is really difficult. You need to get rid of those back lines. Inkjets are really going to be slowing that down. And of course, you've got that Stingray just sitting there in Lux's arsenal, waiting for that push to start. Lux will just jump back and pop the Stingray on tower. And it's kind of one of those really uphill battles right now for Element R. If they want to get any decent points on the board here, or even if they want to get that lead down to 26 points right now, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take some really good team coordination and probably a bit of outplaying.
Interesting.
But just another thing that we're just noting here too is just the amount of aggression that Luminous is just applying. They're constantly in the enemy base, and like it's not even just about the tower anymore. It's just making sure that they have them completely pinned down and unable to do anything.
Oh my God, Nodal, I'm so sorry. Like two in front of them, and then one they just couldn't see behind them, and just yikes, this is looking rough. And Element R, I feel for you. I've been here in solo queue. It's not a fun time. It's really not.
Actually extending their lead down to 15. That is a power play to have a lead that good on Anchovy Games tower control down to, what was it, 26, and actually pushing in again to get an even better lead. It's the sign of a strong team that you never give up. No push is good unless it's zero.
All right, so 10 seconds.
Pick off a second player right now.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like that's the case. I mean, Pace Guy, there's like 5 seconds left. I don't know what is going to be doable here. They are going to take the tower, but I don't see them winning this last one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be it. I mean, and that was... It might have almost well been a knockout. It was just really unfortunate for Element R, like, because it really seemed like they started to get their bearings after a minute, but unfortunately just not able to, you know, after sorting out the defensive end of things, not able to sort out how they get further into their enemy base, and gonna have to chalk that one up to a loss, but, you know, nothing too big, still 1-1, still very much in this one.
Yeah. One thing that I really wanted to note though is just that amount of aggression that they just constantly applied in that in the second game right now. Luminous Seas, I think they would probably stand a better chance if they kept on doing something like that, especially in zones. Because as soon as you like take the middle zone, ideally you want to be able to actually push into the enemy base and just kind of like cause as much of a commotion as you can, just to sort of stall them. Not sure if I saw that too much in the first game from Luminous Sea, because Element R was just kind of playing overall like the neutral was really strong, and it just seems like their teamwork was just a lot better, and they were able to secure the victory because of that. But what do you think, Vesper? If they actually play similarly in that fashion, do you think they can actually pull this off?
I mean, this is also Splatzone's Makomart, which is, or Makomart, however you say it, I don't know. I want to say it's different than Tower Control Anchovy, but I think the same kind of principles apply for all these maps, honestly. A lot of these maps, you kind of win by having a constant flow of pressure on your enemies, seeing if you can stagger them so that they can't make decent special pushes back into the zone. Mm-hmm. And Makomart especially is one of those maps where if you do hold control of the zone, you can send a frontliner up on that right side flank, and it really, really staggers the spawn wave if they can get a few picks up there. And something like that is just absolutely murderous for a team that's actually trying to push back into the zone.
Murderous.
Yeah.
Murderous.
Was that
a little dark?
Yeah, a little dark. I mean, I've got the Hotline Miami playing in the background, but like,
okay.
I don't know if that's like.
Just trying to match the tone.
Okay, no, that's fair. No, I have this really interesting. It's a Stranger Things X Hotline Miami mix, which I thought was a really interesting combo, and it actually works out really well. But either way, right. Ignoring that.
All right, game 3. Here we go. Element R versus Luminous Sea. We want to see who actually takes game 3. And we have the H3D here actually coming into play from Luminous Sea. And a ballpoint. Actually, that's Lux's ballpoint that you were actually pointing out earlier.
Nice, called it. Totally on purpose. Tri-Slosher is actually a very devastating weapon here. I think the Sloshers and Blaster families of weapons are actually really good on here on Makomart, just because of how much elevation there is and how much not cover there is. I've actually seen a lot of teams just not running shooters here at all, except for maybe like save for some dualies, just because of how strong Blasters and Sloshers are on this map.
Ooh, nice.
Trying to see if he can actually make a push.
The bubble's coming out too.
Now here,
they got the Splat Bomb combo on top of it as well. Able to neutralize the zone. They actually get another one too.
Oh
my goodness.
Are you Nodal's nuts? He's nutty. Sorry, I don't know who they are, but
for another one too. They got some defense there. I don't think he's gonna be cleaning this one up.
Okay, they have to back up, especially Nodal's just looking incredibly threatening there on the right side.
Lux here with the Splatling, of course, is going to be able to vroom that machine on up and see if they can get anyone onto Element R and stop this push and at least put on a penalty for now. But ooh, that's going to be a tough 2v2 in the middle. It looks like Lux, with the help of that Inkhead, is going to be able to solidify that one. Element R had them in for a scare, though, for sure.
And they were able to capture the zone, but it's kind of one of those like offhand captures that doesn't really feel like a capture. Like, you know, they threw some specials at the zone, they captured the zone, and now ER just has it right back, right?
Ow.
It's kind of one of those situations where it's like, oh wow, Fusion with that range blaster coming in clutch, able to get that pick onto Jared there. Actually putting a lot more damage here. Lux maybe falling too.
Make a, want to point out that Fusion's just back on the range blaster. It seems like the charger pick from the second game didn't actually pan out the way he wanted. But oh my goodness, Nodal actually also coming in clutch for the rest of this team. Try to just take a page from Luminous Sea's book and try to apply as much pressure as he can onto the enemy base.
This is nuts.
He's actually really close to getting that pick onto Jared too. The Splashdown's gonna come out in the zone. Oh, the armor actually saving just for a little bit longer is gonna save their life. Nautil's actually gonna get cleaned up too. A little bit of a tray going in the center there with Luminous Sea coming up on top right now. They did recap that zone. They do have quite a bit to go through here if they want to get that lead, but the penalty is gone and the score is moving.
Yeah, so now, I mean, this push is the important one, right? Element R did such a great job of taking advantage and getting rid of their own penalties, but it's really this push that's going to make a difference for them. And it looks like one of them is back in the corner. That's Nodal, right? But he's going to be able to survive for just a little bit longer, but no.
Really good movement from Orty.
Yeah, seriously, because that movement is... Because obviously playing around the environment is such an important part of this game, but really just moving around to a T there is what's kept them in the game and keeps their splat zone there. I mean, Luminous Sea now winding down the timer It's going to be this last push. Nodal is the only one up for now. The bubble is the only thing keeping them alive, but they burst it.
Oh, Nodal!
Are you? This is nuts. This is actually nuts.
The bubbles are on the zone too. They kept it neutralized.
Please,
they were actually able to
please.
recapture it. It's not going to be a knockout. Element R is still in this one.
Yeah,
They're
that's
looking strong. Nodal's actually trying to see if he can actually creep up from the behind, trying to see if he can actually get an extra pick. Uses the bomb tip, takes out Fluffy, but unfortunately,
okay. That's
take him out.
a little greedy there, but you know, I think if I'm Nodal, if I'm just like kind of styling on people the way I am, I will
Right.
definitely do that. Like that, I have
I was
no
about to
shame.
say that. Like, yeah, it might be a little greedy, but like considering the way this is going, I think it's okay to be a little bit greedy. Jared actually getting another one. The Scooty Jr. is coming in clutch, forcing out the
my
last
God.
one, forcing that jump out, and that's going to be a nice clean take for Luminous.
No, I don't even think Razor has a scooter as good as that. That was some nice scooting on over. I have not seen that in all my days. Already here in the meantime, you know, big fill-in for Luminous. They still have that 8-point, you know, up until the 8-point marker for them. So they're sitting pretty, winding down this timer. But Element R activating the Ink Armor, trying to get back into the thick of things. They don't have too much time. Nodal has to come up huge, but is not able to there. They do lose control, but there's only one
that's
person
it.
alive.
That's gotta be
That's
game. There's no way.
That's game.
No way a
There's
range blaster can paint the zone. Actually, they were coming from spawn too, so that's going to be a well-deserved win, or sorry, well-earned win from Luminous C.
Jeez, yeah, no, that was really,
Wow.
really interesting because I mean, like, look, game 2 kind of a wash, right? But like, I think Element R really showed, especially Nodal, really showing off their play there and really getting their team back in the thick of things because that was something else on Nodal's behalf. I mean, we noticed at least on the score count, like, at least in terms of splats, Luminous C definitely having the advantage, but it really didn't feel like that for the majority of that game.
And the thing that I noticed about that game was that Nodal was able to make a lot of power plays. Element R didn't really capitalize on the power plays. It was looking good in the moment, but I think kind of if you were to go back and look at that, it was a lot of the cases where Nodal would like find 2 picks and they wouldn't get the zone off of it. So I think something for the future, something for the VOD review is definitely to make sure that when those players are dropping, you've got your team moving up, you've got your team taking space, all the space that's been opened up by that roller, you're going to make sure people fill it, you're going to make sure people paint it, and you're going to get those specials up in the air. And I think some adjustments like that might have been able to win them the game.
Yeah, you know, small adjustments here and there, tighten up the corners. NBD.
Just looking at it from the
Go ahead.
yeah. Just looking at it from the perspective of Luminous C, honestly, like in my mind, they're probably thinking to themselves, okay, we gotta like probably stick to the plan that we've been doing for the past 2 games. You really don't want to give Element R any breathing room, and especially since they played that, like, they were just consistently really good in that last game, and it really showed. In that tower control game, they were obviously a little bit more aggressive. In this one, it seems like they were able to hold the zone quite well, and they were just kind of playing as much the best they can and not giving Element R that breathing room that they needed, because if they gave them just one chance to breathe, Element R clearly showed that they were able to come back and, you know, not only take the zone, but just take a couple of names along with them as well. So the best thing to do really going into the Rainmaker Sturgeon is not only have like a really consistent push, but also to be able to hold down whatever area you're in and just make sure that Element R doesn't have that same breathing room that they had. Just basically put them out of their comfort zone, really.
All right, we should be starting here once again. Luminous C again in the green and Element R in the purple. Of course, Luminous C up 2-1, so this is gonna have to be the one that Element R really rings it on back. So I think what's really cool in general is that Element R is shown at least consistently on splat zones that they've really been able to give it to Luminous C. So it'll be interesting to see how they adapt here in tower control. But yeah, I think for Luminous C, we saw them all kind of back off at the same time as soon as that Rainmaker bursted. Really just kind of reorienting themselves here to make sure that they aren't really, you know, getting ahead, far too ahead of themselves here as this match starts. Fusion, though, gonna go ahead and jump back to spawn here as Lux being forced on back.
Oh, Lux.
Ooh. Giving it to him. Yeah, no, that was pretty slick there. But the Rainmaker is on the other side of the map, so might want to hurry on over.
Could be the start of a good push here as they are looking to bring it on that right side. Oh, actually, Ignis going to fall, though. Splashdown going to keep Jared alive as well as the Ink Armor. Going to be able to stop that one. Actually could have been a lot worse than 76 points. for Luminous C, but they did a pretty good job stopping that one. The armor from Fluffy actually came in really clutch. They just used it and they picked up the Rainmaker. Oh, GG Ray.
Oh. Yeah, the one thing I'm noting here is that it seems like Luminous C is just able to hold their court and just their side of the map really as efficiently as possible. Element though, it's going to be really up to them to see not only if they can take back that mid and then try to see if they can actually do that same push, but be a little bit more cautious in pushing.
Oh no, that was not it, Chief. Fluffy here on the left side of the map is going to get at least a Rainmaker shot, but isn't going to be able to quite eliminate the squids in purple here for Element R, so slight lead, not too much, and honestly, you could say it's really not even a lead. It's Element R at the 76-point marker holding that one, and we'll have to see if they can really start something here. That GG right here is going to be able to at least pop the Rainmaker, I think, right? While Luminous C is kind of spread out, 2 members on the left, 2 members on the right. I think they're going to be orienting themselves towards the Rainmaker now. And we should see them picking up the Rainmaker soon, but Fusion is kind of directing that Sting right in it.
Whoa, what?
Oh my goodness. What?
It is just going to be Jared left in the center. They might not get a ton off of that. Fusion was able to get 3 kills, but it's not going to give them a push. It's only going to stall what could have been a really strong push from Luminous C.
Yeah, they could have made a pretty nice push from that, but it seems like they need to reclaim mid a little bit, and whoa, okay, well, we have Jared actually causing a little bit more trouble here, trying to stall him out as much as possible. Seems like that's the name of the game right now, although I don't know how much of the stall game is actually going to be working out for them in the long run.
I don't know how we're still at the 2-minute marker. Like, am I seeing this right? Like, okay, I mean, I guess I am. Like, Inkjet popping off right now. It's gonna unfortunately not see the person directly under them. So Luminous C actually has a good window to not only get the lead, but push it further. If this GG Ray doesn't get them, it's swinging left and right and left and right, but it's not gonna. That pendulum isn't gonna hit.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, all members on Element R go down in an instant, and we see Luminous C come up really big with that win right there.
They knocked it out, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, that wasn't seeing that one coming, but I think Luminous C will take that.
Yeah, that's gonna be Luminous C winning the set 3-1. That's actually a very convincing game too, to bring them up to the first point, and I believe.